everybody, welcome to the SoundCloud podcast, episode number 119, and as always, thank you so much for joining me today and listening in. If you are new, welcome, and check out some of the other episodes on the page. All episodes are available on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music, so make sure you are subscribed so you can get notified for a new episode every Tuesday. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at the SoundCloud. Stalk me on Snapchat at DA13IG5EUNG. Let's get started. The improvisational interference in the ideal id. Open mic, rants, and updates. Episode number 119. The fuck is wrong with your titles? I don't know, man. Like I said in the last week's episode on Tuesday, I try to flex my vocabulary sometimes. You know, that's the only thing I try to flex, intelligence. And sometimes it backfires completely, but let me explain the process of this title here. Id deals with our primitive instinctual thoughts, while improvisational, I'm gonna butcher saying that shit, like you've already heard me stutter over that fucking word, but improvisational interference is something along the lines of me doing something different from what I'm used to. And obviously the aptly parenthesized words, part of it was open mic. And yes, boys and girls, as I'm recording this on Saturday, January 26th, 2019, I have been to 2 open mics this week, one on Thursday and the other on Friday. And I'll let you in on some initial thoughts and emotions that I felt during this whole process the last 2 days. Fear, anxiety, delirium, like delirious delirium, whatever the fuck you want to call it, delight, arousal, control, and liberation. It's all these fucking feelings and thoughts all mushed into one. And let me explain why, because here's the ultimate thing too, right? I mean, everybody is different, right? Everybody's different. Not everybody likes public speaking. Not everyone likes going on stage. I love getting on stage. I love the opportunity of having the spotlight on me, and maybe it's the whole only child shit, but I thrive under that kind of limelight, I guess. Personally, that's how I think of it. And, when I'm on the stage, I feel like I do okay. I give myself a solid 6 out of 10, maybe a 6.5 on a decent day. And, I'm performing the last 2 nights, and I swear to you, it feels right. There's something about it where it just feels right, where I'm like, I feel like I belong. I feel like the stage is mine. I feel like this is part of it. This is the process, right? Trust the process. And yeah, I don't like saying that shit, because the whole idea of trust the process with the Philadelphia 76ers was the idea that we're going to tank, we're going to fail miserably for a long fucking time until we actually succeed. That's not the approach we're going for here. The approach we're going for is we're going to just grind this shit out as much as we fucking can. And to me, the results don't matter. My whole thing always becomes this with YouTube, podcasting, now even open mic. I don't really care about the number. It's about grinding until you're in the top, right? It's kind of like how, guys like Kobe Bryant in basketball approach the game very meticulously and never really praising himself. Really, I mean, you look at Kobe Bryant, yes, he might have some egotistical moments, but the guy never really pats himself on the back like, oh, good job, you get to rest. No, it's next day, what's next? Let's keep it going. There's always a next process. And in that regard, man, I love it. I love it because I know for me personally, this was something that I needed to do. This was something I wanted to do for a long time. This was something that I've been talking about, empty words of, oh, we're going to grind. We're going to get our bread. But to finally do it, it just felt liberating. And, the feelings I talked about, fear, anxiety, delirium, delight, arousal, control, liberation, all that shit clashes at once, because honestly for me, man, before I get on the stage, I am a nervous wreck. I am in my own head, trying to just get myself all warmed up. and you can kind of see me bobbing my head back and forth like I'm pretending to listen to a song or some shit. And it's because I want to get in my own zone. Like, I used to do this shit. Oh, fuck. I used to do this shit before I went into work. And it was this thing where it was about a 2-minute walk from where I saw my buddy and then walking to my office space. And in that 2-minute window, I'm listening to like the hardest hip hop song I could fucking find on the day, or the song I'm feeling on the day. And I'm coming in like it's the fucking fourth quarter of an NBA final, game 7, 2 minutes left on the clock, and we are down 7 points. That's how I fucking see myself every fucking time I'm in those pressure situations. Like, I know what the fuck I'm getting into. So I get in my own head. I get in my own warm-up mode in that sense. And that's where this whole fear thing comes in, because you don't know how you're going to do. Right? That's the whole thing. Like, before you get on stage, you can have all the right jokes. You can have all this shit written down. As I do, I have a little notepad and I write all my little things down, the things I want to hit up on. But despite that, it's just perpetual fear, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know the audience reaction to your material yet. And that just causes this fucking anxiety, and you just get in your own fucking head, and you get delirious, because all these fucking multiple thoughts, like parallel universe ideas, just fucking happen in your head. And it fucks with you. It fucks you up. But man, once I get on the stage, man, it is just pure delight, because I love performing. I love getting on stage. I love just saying my shit. You know, I feel like I'm laying my brain out on the stage when I'm performing my materials. And the reason why I say arousal, it's a funny thing, because it's empowering, and you feel, it's not a sexual thing in that regard. It's more of a like, oh shit, like I feel kind of powerful. Like, people are looking at me, you know, there's lights on me, and you know, some people don't like that pressure. Right? Some people don't like that pressure. I don't seek, I guess in that way, I don't actively seek to be the, you know, main character, but you put that spot on me, you put that spotlight on me, I will make sure I perform. And that's what I truly believe. Like, just do your job. Like, you have to make sure that you put 100% of whatever you're doing, right? Because like I said, with these open mics, you know, a lot of them, it's not a competition. It's just, you're just out there laying your shit out, and ultimately is to get you more comfortable with performing. And so that idea, you know, of control, right? You're pacing yourself, you're understanding movements, you're understanding your delivery, all this stuff. It's a lot of these things, and a liberation just coming to, you know, once you finish your set, once you finish your jokes, you feel good. You feel good. You sit down, you have a good time, you listen to other people. And it's one of those things where I truly believe it is open mic etiquette that you should stay for the entirety of the open mic from beginning to end. Because I feel like that's just manners, but that's just me, right? Some people do their shit, bounce, and that's whatever. But I don't know. I had such a good time doing the last two, and I'm going to do one tomorrow, Sunday, January 27, 2019 at Noreen's Lounge. I believe that's on East Tropicana, probably near UNLV, I'm imagining. But boys and girls, if you want to swing by, check that shit out. And here's the thing. Once I have a consistent schedule of which venues I'm going to do weekly, I'll go ahead and post on the Facebook page and also announce on the podcast here as well. So the one thing after open mic, you know, that I tend to do, you know, the last two nights is just smoke weed. I mean, don't you always do that? Yeah, motherfucker. But I just felt before every open mic, I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink, because I feel like, and here, it's a weird way to explain it, but athletes don't poison their body before a night of performing. They just don't. It just doesn't happen. That's just ridiculous. That'll impede your shit. So I also believe that in open mic, and what I want to do. Like, the last two nights when I've been going to these open mics, I go to the gym beforehand. Like, I'm working out. I am fucking sweating my ass off, making sure all that extra tension's gone. And so because of that, you know, after open mic, it's late in the evening, you get fucking, I don't know, you crave some shit. And so I smoke. And, you know, here at the Sky Lounge, boys and girls, we love weed. We fucking do. But here's my fucking problem with what's happening with weed right now. We're getting into a really contentious relationship because every time I need to be productive, this shit just pops up like a terrible ex and just tries to derail shit I have going on. And I love it. I actually have a blunt fucking pre-rolled right now, ready to go. And like I tell everybody, I love weed. I do, but it's a drug. You get addicted to that shit, you get fucked up. And as much as I love it, I might experiment on myself in February after the fucking Super Bowl, of course, because, good God, like Super Bowl, I'm probably going to go a little ape in terms of eating, in terms of smoking, although more than likely I'm going to be doing an open mic on Sunday too that day. But for February, I might just do a sobriety and jacked up diet to see how much pressure my brain can actually handle. And it's just a simple way of just saying, I'm going to do some strict eating, gym once or twice a day, at least once or twice a day, no alcohol or weed, and just grinding this open mic shit. And I want to see where that gets me in a month's time. You know what I mean, guys? Like, it's one of those things where I want to see where I can go with this. Like this last 2 days was such a positive experience for me. After, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been kind of a weird few weeks for me. To be honest, the last few months have been very strange. And yeah, of course, my dad passing away has a lot to do with that. But it's been a lot of existential, depression shit and just not understanding what I want to do. But doing this open mic thing, it gave me some semblance of like control. It just gave me some idea of purpose for what I want to do right now. And it's fucking fantastic. But again, when you realize that there's certain things you could be doing better and you're poisoning yourself, I mean, you got to fix that shit. But with that being said, more than likely, I'm going to get high as shit, probably drink a little bit tonight because it's Saturday. And I feel like, you know what I feel like? I actually feel like prior to barring all weed, alcohol, all this shit, I think I'm just going to go a little ape, just have a little fun, and just probably destroy everything I worked for in the last fucking week at the gym. Fuck, I saw veins, but good Lord. What are we talking about? Doing shit outside the norm is scary, boys and girls. Okay. But when you do, it feels good. Right. And I'm not talking about, do drugs. It's a good thing. No rapes or murder. Don't fucking poison yourself with drugs if you don't want to do that shit. Just simple yet priceless advice, motherfuckers. And you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. I just want to keep you guys updated because obviously, yes, this week's episode, we didn't have the sauce. We didn't have the full stuff. And, I blame that on myself again. I didn't watch a new film at all this week. I haven't written anything in the weekly writing. And again, a lot of planning, a lot of exciting things I'm going to be, doing in February, boys and girls. So look out for that shit. And guys, next week on the Sky Lounge, episode number 120 will be released on Tuesday. Full sauce, all this shit. And all right, folks, thank you so much for joining me this week. Make sure you are subscribed on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Music for a new episode every Tuesday. Make sure to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at The Sky Lounge. Stalk me on Snapchat at DA13IG5UNG. Now fuck off.